Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we're going to be talking about Shemira and should you be pulling her on day 1 or is it better for you to wait and see at least until the collab heroes come, which is only going to be 1 week from right now. Now the first very important thing to mention is Shemira is going to be on raid recruitment for over 20 days from right now, the time of recording this video, which gives everyone plenty of time to decide whether you want to commit to her and invest into her, and it gives us time to even see the entire kit and also the performance of the collab heroes before we decide to use our resources on Shemira. Now let's get into Shemira. So she has been out only for 2 days on VN server. There's a first day on global server. She has already been in the overall top team for Crazed Shellbrute on day 1 of her launch on global. In the VN server, she was in a top performing team for Plague Creeper, not overall getting the top score. However, to keep things in mind, she got 152 billion damage on a team using Paragon 2 to Paragon 3 heroes, whereas a Paragon 4 full out team at most with perfect RNG was hitting 157 billion damage. And so honestly, that was also a really impressive performance of Shemira in Plague Creeper. So already for the 2 bosses that she's been exposed to, she has been a great option. So I was really surprised by how well Shemira did for Crazed Shellbrute. Her damage score even rivaled the damage output of Ludovic, who is one of the best HP per second damage dealers in Endless Bosses with his Insight Charms, and that was something I was definitely not predicting when we heard about Shemira's kit. It looks like she's going to be a great damage dealer even when there is one single boss, let alone when there are multiple summons that you can target where she gets even more value. So Shemira has already proven herself and she has only been tested in very limited bosses. The other area that she was good in is in the Ravaged Realm, because we did the first day of Ravaged Realm on the VN server with the Immortal Squad, and Shemira is hitting over 50 billion damage as a Supreme Plus 10 exclusive equipment. And just using this, my viewer managed to get to rank top 10 of his district. And he doesn't even have Talene built. So like, Shemira is great if you don't have Talene. And even if you do have Talene, who is usable by the way in Immortal Squad for the Ravage Realm, I am sure Shemira is going to be in one of the teams and Talene probably in the other to maximize your damage score. So Shemira has even proven herself for Ravage Realm already, and we've only had very limited play time of her. Now for AFK Stages, her damage output is crazy, very, very high. The only thing about AFK Stages that she doesn't provide is she doesn't provide debuffs, she doesn't provide buffs, so she's a very kind of selfish, self-reliant hero that can deal damage, but that is her only role. And for AFK Stages, sometimes that is enough, however, you also want to have a lot of crowd control. And so Shemira will slot in as a pure damage dealer onto teams, but she's not going to like, you know, make the core of your AFK Stage pushing team where you need to have a lot of crowd control, be it from Iron with his Mythic Plus or with Tassi, for example. But Shemira definitely, I'm sure, is going to have good usage there. And for PvP, she's actually surprisingly good. If you run her on offense and you can run her into a comp where you can protect her long enough to cast her ultimate deals massive damage. It is going to nuke most enemy teams that you are up against, and as long as you can protect her, enable her to cast it, and then allow her to survive for another 5 seconds after casting the ultimate, she is going to be shredding through enemies, killing multiple enemies within the first 5 seconds of casting. So Shemira is really good, and for defense I think you can even run her with Wild Faction tiles to protect her, kind of how like on defense people run Cryanaya if they have her built up on Wild Faction tiles, because then she's protected, she can't be nuked at the beginning of the fight, and once Cryanaya casts her ultimate, it usually is game over for your side. The opponent gets a big advantage, and it's very similar for Shemira. After she casts her ultimate, her team gets a massive advantage. You can still come back from it. It isn't as sort of like game deciding as Cryanaya's ultimate, which is just locking people down and basically ensuring that 3 of your allies are going to be instantly defeated. Shemira doesn't get as much value as that, however, she still has similar comparable value. And other cons people are running her with is Celestial Hypogean tiles for this season, because she begins with 300 pre-fill energy. The Celestial Hypogean tiles are going to boost her another 400 energy, and that is going to be making her very, very close within a few seconds, and also her hero focus, which increases the energy recovery she gains from attacks. She's going to be casting her ultimate a few seconds into the match just by being on the Celestial Hypogean tiles, and that gives her a massive burst, because those faction tiles also give her a boosted ultimate damage on the first ultimate cast. So Shemira has massive nuking potential, and I do definitely think in the future, like right now, Graveborn faction talents are fine, and they kind of synergize with her because they also nuke down the enemy side a bit, and that also gives some attack to Shemira, and then Shemira, if she can quickly cast her ultimate, she can then capitalize on that and wipe out the enemies. But I think in future seasons, I don't know, I have some sort of feeling that eventually Graveborn faction talents are going to be the top faction, because in the past 2 seasons, this season and the previous season, the Graveborn faction talents have been fine, but they've not been anything really game-changing. They haven't been the top PvP faction choice. Whereas we've had Maulers be the top in Waves of Intrigue season. This season, Wilders were the top with Invincibility Tiles. So it's only a matter of time before Graveborn get that effect, and then also Lightbearer. And so for Graveborn heroes, Shemira is one of the top even PvP damage dealers. You just have to protect her. And so protection is still her issue. And don't get me wrong, it's not like you can just run her into any comp and she's just broken in PvP. She's not like Athalia. Athalia is one of those heroes, just like Tassi, they have massive value from the beginning of the fight, really soon into the fight, and they have the best survivability of any hero, because you can't actually kill them. Like, Athalia can't actually die until your whole team is wiped out. Tassi, I mean, good luck killing Tassi. You need like great RNG and Storm Strike spell nuking to actually prevent her from proccing her invincibility. Otherwise, she's just gonna proc it and the aggro's off of her, and she's still going to deal her damage. So those are heroes which are really the meta-defining PvP heroes. Shemira is not that. Shemira does not have that protection, survivability. She just has that massive damage. So in that regard, she's very similar to Cryanaya. But that means for regular arena, most likely Shemira won't be great, because regular arena Cryanaya has the same problem. Without faction talent support, she's just not good enough. Like, in regular arena, the heroes really rely on their own backs. They don't have crazy artifacts like Surging Spell for protection. They don't have crazy faction tiles. It is all about, is the hero able to do a good job on their own with their team, and or not. And Shemira, honestly, I don't think it's going to be great for regular arena. Maybe for some offense comps, but for defense, they're going to be better options. Even Siren, for example, is probably better. So now that comes to another point. Let's talk about swap tickets. So people are thinking, if you want to recruit for her, or if you want to swap ticket her, who should you swap for? Now, Lorison, it's an almost no-brainer in my opinion, swap ticking Lorison for Shemira, because Lorison is only useful for high deficit AFK stages, and even then, you can probably use a different hero rather than him, or even use Shemira as a damage dealer instead of him. So like, I do think that Lorison is the weakest S-level hero of the season. There's no question about that. And even on the weaker side of all heroes released this season. However, he does have that use in AFK stages. In PvP, I don't think he's great. He's kind of like a win more hero, and they're better even supports, even for whale comps. So I'm not a huge fan of Lorison, and I think probably pretty soon he's also going to be power crept, because if he's not already kind of doing a great job right now, as better and better heroes come out, he's going to become even weaker. And also, this season was his season to shine with the Wilder faction talents, and even still, despite all of that, he isn't necessarily a top tier PvP hero. Okay, so that is the thing. I would say swap ticket Lorison to Shemira and basically have no regrets about that. Even if it means like giving up and ending up with only one copy of Lorison. I think that's fine. And that can also allow you to conserve your resources. Now Siren, swapping Siren to Shemira, I would not recommend this, because Siren is a good hero. Overall, Siren is better than Shemira in my opinion in PvP as of right now. But for PvE content like Dream Realm, Shemira is better than Siren, hands down. There's no question about it. And so that means that for majority of players, Shemira is more valuable than Siren. However, I think both are good. So ideally, you work on both heroes, eventually getting them both to Supreme Plus by next season. That would be really nice for most people. But if you have to make a choice between them, like you have no other option, your back is against the wall, I would say you can swap Siren for Shemira, or you can go all in onto Shemira, and if your Siren is still at Mythic Plus or whatever, you can gradually build him up. And that is fine as well. I don't think there's any issue with that. But yeah, because Shemira is the more impactful hero, honestly speaking. And okay, so as for how far do you want to invest into her, just Supreme Plus is enough, and plus 10 exclusive equipment, because that is going to give her her major damage source. But you need to get her to plus 10 exclusive equipment. Before Shemira is at plus 10, she's missing out on so much of her damage potential, and she's not going to be doing a great job for you in any game mode until you get her to plus 10 exclusive equipment. So you need to have those 75 temporal essences and 150 title essences in order to do all of that. And also, you should get her to Supreme Plus just to give her the maximum stats, because she's a stat-hungry hero. She's a pure DPS hero for this Dream Realm content and boss content. The more Ascended you get her, as well as the higher the exclusive equipment you upgrade her, those are going to give her more stats, and that is going to increase her damage output. The Supreme Plus ability doesn't really matter as much. It's just about the stats you're going to get her by getting her to Supreme Plus. But at a minimum, you can take her up to Supreme with the Acorns if you're not able to get her to Supreme Plus. And that's also fine. She would be usable at Supreme plus 10 exclusive equipment. I'm sure about that. Like, for most boss content, this Supreme Plus ability doesn't matter. It's just really about getting her more Ascension stats. That's why you want to take her to Supreme Plus. So Shemira is a great hero, and now the question is, do you recruit for her now, or is it better for you to wait and save for the collab banner? And this is a matter of opinion, and it also depends how much you have saved. So we know we're going to be getting Natsu and Lucy after the Shemira banner, and one of those two will be gotten for free during the event to Mythic Plus, and I believe it is going to be Lucy. So it really just means you just have to take one other hero to Supreme Plus, like Natsu for example. Lucy will be up to Mythic Plus by the event. You can decide whether you want to Supreme Plus her. So like, how many diamonds will you need for that? Like, even if you're going to pity each time, I believe it is 96,000 diamonds you need to take a hero to Supreme Plus. And of course, we're going to get different rate up letters from the event, and that is going to help. I really hope that the banner is going to be 300 diamonds for one invite letter for the Natsu or Lucy. I believe that should be the case, because that would be exactly like a rate up banner, and I think that would be fair. And if that is the case, 96,000 diamonds, that is all you need, right? Like 12 times 8, 96,000. Yeah, so that is hitting pity each time. And so that would guarantee it for you. And for Shemira, like, if you need, so that's why I say if you have like 150,000 diamonds now or more, you can even on day one get Shemira up to Supreme Plus, get it to plus 10 exclusive equipment, and then you can just save the rest of your diamonds. And by the time Natsu comes out, you can also recruit him to Supreme Plus if he is an important hero. So then you don't really need to save any longer. And I'm thinking right now, even though, of course, the idea is always best to wait and see, I do think that Shemira is going to be a staple hero for everyone. Just how Pheromore was like a must-have hero this season, I do think Shemira is going to be the second most must-have, maybe even a bigger must-have than Pheromore. I think Shemira and Pheromore, as of right now, are the top heroes of the season that kind of should be on everyone's account. They're a staple. It seems like so far. Of course, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but honestly, I'm thinking, just already based on their performance, even if this was all there was to them and she was not useful anywhere else, this is already a reason to be thinking about recruiting for her. But yeah, so that's why I think she and Pheromore are the top two of this season. And then number 3 would probably be Siren. And number 4 would probably be Velka. So those are basically the big heroes this season. The other ones, honestly, very skippable and not really important for you to have. So that's my overall opinion and what I'm going to do on my main account, because we have plenty of diamonds. I'm definitely taking her to Supreme Plus. I think I might, I don't know if I'm going to swap ticket. I might just hold the swap ticket. I like to hold it if possible, because I didn't even build Lorson on this account. He's just like gradually up to Legendary right now. So I'll just probably take Shemira naturally up to Supreme Plus with diamonds. If you're just thinking like from a most efficient standpoint or free-to-play mid-spender level standpoint, you should not be thinking Paragon. You should be thinking Supreme Plus key heroes and save for future key heroes. That is usually the way you do it. And then if over time that hero is really strong in PvP, you can gradually like wishlist it or whatever. But I'm thinking Supreme Plus both of these heroes. That's what I'm going to be doing on this main account. And we have the diamonds that we're able to do that. And that's why I will get Shemira from day one on this account. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts about Shemira in the comment section down below. Do you have any other opinions? Do you want to discuss further anything that we mentioned? Feel free to let me know. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.